Starbucks here. Welcome to Market Monday, your one-stop shop for all things hot mutt knowledge drops. There it is. Didn't work, but we'll make it work. Today we got so much on the agenda, from path to the draft. We'll talk about market stuff, of course, rerolls, Easter, all that good stuff. Let's get into it right off the top. Just want to say, hey, crazy weekend. I really hope you guys bought yesterday when I put out that video on eggs opening. I mean, 96s were going for 60K when I had that video out. Then I started streaming right after that. 97s we were buying under 100K. So looking at the market today, I guess I could just do it all in one drop right here instead of like going through individual cards. I just went through it literally right before this stream, or before this video. Stream, what am I? On twitch.tv/GutFox. Check me out over there. We're doing Final Fantasy week this week. But 97s are now like 142, I saw, based on the filter. So like 140, they were, like I said, picking up on stream under 100. These things were so far down. Khalil Mack, you know when I said last week, hey, when cards come out of packs, for the only time, that's the only time they'll ever come out and be supplied, the best time to buy. So I hope if you were in the market for a Khalil Mack, which I was not, this card is absolute cheeks as an upgrade. It's a +1 syndrome. I thought this was something that we got rid of years ago, but he's going for $859, right? And he was out during that time for like, what, 350, 400K? You could have bought him right as he's coming out of those packs, and you had to snipe him from that much, and he doubled in a day. So really hope you guys were able to take advantage of that if you were looking for it hard enough, if you were buying that. Like I said, there it is. I like to follow up on the predictions, on the things that I say, to say, hey, this is what happened, so try and listen to me next time, as we've been through this dance a few times. Even though I don't dance, I'm more of a boogier. But let's move on. People did, I noticed in the comment section, absolutely hate the eggs. You know, it is what it is, right? Buy the crash. Buy the dip, right? All right, so golden ticket. Crazy what happened both to the market, as the market dipped down from about like 4s here down to 3s when they came out, and they're kind of going back to what they were out last Thursday. We saw a dip on. The crazy thing about the eggs, I will say my biggest complaint, is that the Ultimate Legends didn't have 98s in them, right? They didn't bring down the Porter. They didn't bring down the Gonzalez from that weekend. Weird that they stopped them at 96 to 97. Really kind of strange, weird champ at that. But on to the market. So, will the market crash every Thursday? I do think we'll see a little bit of a dip, but the market knows golden ticket, right? Everything is about what the market knows and anticipates, right? So, like, the only thing that really, like, floods it and changes it crazy is, like, unknown things happening. Like, we don't know what's happening Friday. We're going to get path to the draft, which we'll get to in a little bit. It might be called something different this year because it started a lot earlier last year. So people anticipate Thursdays the price is going down because people are going to be pulling packs. Now, Vic came out as the first golden ticket and absolutely like slaughtered the market, right? He's still going for a lot of coins. We've talked about our displeasure with how expensive he is because the drop rate was so bad on all these golden tickets. So that is one thing, right? The drop rate was bad, but also like the power level of the cards made people go crazy buying packs. Benjamin's up to 2.25 when he was in the mills last. Palomalu just under 3 mil, so he's gone down a little bit. Vic at 6 mil. So I think Vic, because he's 6 mil, and that's an absurd price, and there's only one quarterback that you put on the field. It's not like he's a wide receiver, right? If this is golden ticket Moss at 6 mil, he'll probably stay 6 mil for a while because you run more than one wide receiver out there. But we'll get a quarterback just about every week here. We do expect this to go down. Now, I do think it's going to kind of stay steady, though, potentially, because he is Vic. I think Lamar will affect his price more than any other quarterback, but a new golden ticket quarterback every week should take some chunks out of him. Maybe he'll go down to like 3 mil in a little bit, like, you know, weeks away, but 6 mil right now for by far the best quarterback in the game due to that hot route master, but we'll see. I hope you guys get lucky. I hope we get lucky. We didn't pull any golden tickets at all, even though we spent way more than we should have, both in real money and in coins in game. But 7 million coins. Hopefully we'll be better prepared for next golden ticket versus this last one where we only were at 5 and couldn't even afford Vic, so we had to borrow him like the broke bitch streamer we are. Reroll method. All right. I think it's still working. I haven't tried it since Saturday. I was able to trade some things for some cards in my binder and do the sets. Got some more candy, so reroll, you can continue to try it. Some people are reporting some success. Some people are like, oh, I'm just treading water right now. And it doesn't. I'm bored of it. I've done it so much, made so much. Obviously, we made hundreds of thousands of candy. We made hundreds of thousands of training off of it through the week, which is one of the reasons why I like this promo so much, because we were able to make coins off it. One of the reasons why I rated it higher, because something EA unintentionally did. So their own screw up made me like the game more, which, you know, oftentimes is the case with something, right? Not everything. Oh God, you guys can't see my screen. Moving on. Anyways, so God, you didn't see any of that, did you? But let's do this. So I'm totally lost in train of thought. I'm gone. Reroll. You guys know the reroll. Check out my method. I think I'm last Market Monday is when I went through it. So check out last Monday's video. Basically, you're rolling the Color Smash players into the master set, and then quick selling for training and candy, and then we open up the 96 packs in the Color Smash. So it's really simple. Watch last week's. So I think it's still working. The Theme Diamond reroll, because of this spreadsheet, we'll go back to it. The Theme Diamond reroll, because of how expensive these low cards are, it really bails you out a lot of bad rerolls, and then you'll sell prices right here. So I think Theme Diamond is still working. But let me know. I've had some people say, hey, yeah, it is actually working for me. So that one still probably is a good roll too, along with the other more popular 87 Color Smash, which seems more consistent because you don't have to deal with the auction house at all. But you can only do like 20 of these things at a time as they sell. So, draft promo. Let's go to it. What happened last year with the draft promo? Well, so this is why it's a little different, right? March 29th, they had the Path to Draft. Easter was a little earlier this year, but Path to the Draft came out. There's a whole big hullabaloo. A bunch of cards came out. Bruce Smith Master card, which was stacked last year. I don't know if it's loading it, if it's not going to load at all, but not found. All right, looks like Old Mudhead is broke. Bruce Smith. So they kind of did like a whole bunch of things with the Path to the Draft. They had Ultimate Code packs. They had more draft players come along. They did a little bit more last year. This year we didn't see that as much because we had other promos, other things they focused on. You know, content's been a little bit light comparatively to during the seasons this year. So we had one on April 3rd also. April 4th, a limited Chuck. April 5th, we had more late rounders. So they got a lot of content here to kind of make up. They had right here undrafted players on the 8th. They then moved over. Here's the Color Smash last year. And then we had Color Smash Offense. Okay, we're there. And then we finally got like the NFL Draft Program overview. So the NFL Draft is in 2 days. This morning EA released the bare bones, the NFL Draft Program. I would assume we'll be getting this Friday, right? So Friday will be the 17th. I assume we're getting something like this because it just kind of makes sense with where we're at on the calendar. So we get players. You get the first pick of the NFL with 94 items. I remember people hated this, and it's probably going to be a 99 overall card. So our second item to use our power-up pass on, if they come out with power-ups too with these cards. But 32, 80 to 83 overall pick collectibles out of those solos. Sorry, at least one of them that you could have earned. But there are 32 NFL draft sets, one for each pick during the NFL draft player. So expect sets for players. I would expect sets for sets. And again, that's kind of just how they've done it. It's been very like, there's been very little innovation the last few years in MUT with regards to promos. It's kind of, I wouldn't say cut and paste, but they all rhyme, right? It's all close to each other. They're not perfect carbon copies, but that's why we always look at last year's promos. That's why I always kind of talk about this year's and rerolls and that kind of stuff coming together. I love rerolls, right? I've said this from the start. The only thing I ever hated was alternate currencies. Rerolls themselves, the gambling, the way that we were able to take advantage of them, those have been great. So we'll see with the candy. That'll probably go away. I'm estimating like 1.5 to 1 candy to trading ratios. That's the kind of cheapest that EA can go for us, and you know the best chance they have it screwing us over. We don't know that yet, but I'm sure that will be revealed this week. Last year, I think we had picks last year. I believe that was an alternate currency. Yes, for that entire month was picks. So draft pick collectibles we had. So second pick of the draft, though, was 72-83 overall Saquon Barkley pick collectibles. Rewarded 98 overall. So insane. 72 overall. 72-73 overalls. So if we had that this year, and that's a very specific 83 overall. 72 of them. Boy, that's a lot. I mean, I guess it wouldn't be terribly expensive to do 72 of those. Was there anything else that we needed to do in there? For 98 overall? Yikes. 72-80 overalls for the 32nd pick. Oof, 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 oof. These were wildly unpopular last year. This was something the community hated. So I hope they do not do something like this again. But there was a large backlash for this portion of it. But the fun part of it was the draft night. So the draft, first round draft players, these things got put into the game after they were drafted with a little bit of delay, right? They're not going to come in and like 5 minutes after. Some of them came pretty quick. Some took a long time. It felt like, I don't know the exact time frames, but there was some that we waited on quite a while. I was streaming the draft night, and we had some fun. We had some limiteds the draft night, too, that you could pull for. Of course, I didn't pull any. Yeah, there was a draft last year. That's kind of what you can expect. And then, like, going forward after the draft, so the first overall is going to be 99. Then we got, like, 98 overall. They're just not loading right now. We can go to, like, we can go to the draft players. So what you can expect is, like, down the road, within a week, last year was May 2nd, May 7th, that we had other players. That maybe they make cards for players that don't get drafted in the first round. Then they put them out a week, 2 weeks later as like, further later round draft picks so they can get more guys. Maybe, like, the Steelers don't have a pick in the first round, so it's going to be boring for us, but maybe down the road they'll have the Steelers' second round pick. Unless, you know, maybe they trade down to the third. Maybe they'll have that out down the road for that fan base. But that's kind of last year. It was a very, like, player-rich promo. But like I said, with Path to the Draft, it's going to be maybe a little bit lesser of a rich player promo. But we'll still have a nice draft night, I hope. We'll see what EA can do because they're going to be at distance. Last year, you know, they had to be all in the office there to kind of release the cards on the right team with the right everything. But there you go. Should be fun. Getting more 99s, more 98s as our favorite teams get drafted. Congratulations to the Dolphins. You're going to get a lot of cards revealed for your theme team, unless they trade down a lot too. One other note I had that I should mention before getting to the end of the show is check your power-ups. Power-ups are kind of going crazy right now. A lot of these cards are going for a lot more than they were because prices fell on a lot of cards. So try and look, see if you got any DJ Moore power-ups. Lamar Jackson, obviously. Some of these have been high for a while, like Tyreek's, Fred Warner, Minka. So some of these are have been expensive, but there's some that are kind of confusing. You're like, oh, Derrick Henry went up. Oh, that makes sense. He just got a halfback card. So definitely look for power-ups in your binder if you have any spares there, as that will really help you. But I think that's what I wanted to talk about. Draft content. I'll have Market Monday next week, of course, too. We'll talk more about the draft, and kind of we'll probably have more information by then. But that's it for this video. Hope it helped. Thanks for watching. Call to action. I will see you tomorrow.